It's been a hot minute. Well, not too long actually since the last video, but I guess I wanted to do something more upbeat or positive. I don't know. Um I mean, I know I'm not the only one, but if you have ever been like super stressed or just really everything is not going right the way it needs to, and you would like to have something that, brings you joy, it might be just a small thing, but I have been, finding joy and comfort in just simple things lately. Um, I usually go to Walmart for stuff just because that's what's closest to me. If I do happen to, like, if I am able to travel to the, like, mom and pop shops or like local businesses and stuff, I will support local businesses over like Walmart or Target or things. But unfortunately, I'm not close to a lot of local businesses. I'm kind of stuck with a lot of the major brands in my area. So, anyway, but I usually go to Walmart because that's usually where I can find cheaper items than Target, because Target is pretty expensive. But sometimes I'll go to Target for something very specific that I may not find at Walmart. Um, Such as fidgety toys. I've been like squishing. This is my new squish ball. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. I love it so much. It's just, oh my gosh. Okay. Um, because Target seems to have a better selection of that than Walmart. If Walmart does have things, it's always hidden somewhere. Always. I can never find it. Like it's never where it's supposed to be. Ever. Like ever. But at Target I can find it pretty easily. Um, if I'm able to afford it, if the boys ask me, can we get this in some sort of like squishy or fidgety toy, and if I can afford it, yes, I absolutely will get it. I will not say no. Like if I can't afford it at the time, I'll tell them not right now, but we can come back when I have more money and we can get that. Absolutely. It's just, we're all neurodivergent. We all have ADHD. Like we all, like, fidgety things help, and they also calm us down. They help soothe us, especially when you've got anxiety or when we're stressed out or we're like overwhelmed, like overstimulated. And I get overwhelmed and overstimulated a lot. Um, I just, if I have to go out, even if it's for errands, even if it's for like getting groceries that I need, that our family needs, it's stressful to me. I do not like being around people. I do not like being in groups or crowds or just, I've never actually liked that. I did a really excellent job of masking when I was younger, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, when I was a young adult, like, 20 years ago. Like, I, yeah, I definitely did a really good job of pretending that it didn't affect me, but it did. It upset me so much. Um, so it's recently we went to Target and I saw this and I was just like, I immediately, as soon as I felt the squish, like I am super sensitive to things like textures. Like if it's squishy, if it's like a squish item, it cannot, I repeat, it cannot have like beaded items or small items included in it. Like my other squishy ball that I have like a video for, like the blue squishy ball, that has like shiny ribbon, like the kind that you find from um like birthday confetti stuff, like that kind of stuff, like the same, that kind of material. But it's also kind of soft and it's like squishy, and it doesn't like the beaded, like if it's beaded it feels hard. Like any kind of hard items and small hard items I cannot do. So like it has to be like really liquidy or really gooey. Like this one has a lot of like gel. I love gel ones. I love gel ones so much. And so this one, this squishiness is just so awesome. I love it so much. I also like to do this. I don't know why. I do. I love it so much. I don't know why. But yeah. Anyway, so I got that. So that's been bringing me joy lately when I've been super stressed. Another thing, I love like thinking putty. I was squishing this not too long ago, so that's why it's like still kind of but oh my gosh, I love this. This one I love especially because I look at the color like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. It's just so awesome. Oh my God. But I cannot do thinking putty if it has objects in it. I can't. Like I got one of those ones that had like little figures in it. Like I think it was ukulele or guitar or something like that. And I got that recently for my youngest. Because he said he liked the designs, but when he tried to do that, he got immediately upset because he's like, no, 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 like I can't touch it. The texture that it's like pokes me, and I can't do that. And since both oldest and myself are also really sensitive to that kind of thing and texture, we were like, nope, we're not gonna take that. I asked him, like, because he had just opened it, literally just opened it and just touched it and then like left it alone. I said, do you have any friends in your class that would like it, that you think they would be allowed to have? Or he's like, no, no one in my class likes thinking putty like I do. And I was like, okay, or at least to his knowledge. So I said, that's fine. We just tossed it. It wasn't too expensive. But like, I just, no one was going to use it in this household. So we only get the thinking putty that doesn't have any objects in it, that you can just, move around. We're the same way when it comes to like certain clothes and stuff. Like we have to have certain items that don't have like certain textures, because it's just I'm the kind of person that does not like glitter or sequins. Like I can't, because it feels, no, I don't. And we don't like tags or anything like that. Yeah, no. But this thinking putty is also, it gives me great joy. But I love this. Like, look at that. Oh my gosh. This is the scarab one. So the super scarab. So yeah, no, I love the thinking putty stuff. It helps like move my hands, and it's stretchy. I love that. I love the stretchiness of it. I do get the mystery like squishable characters too for the boys. That's something that they love. Mostly they'll get DC or Ninja Turtles or Ladybug and Cat Noir. So we all of us love that show. So we'll get like one of those mystery characters in that. Sometimes if it's like a Disney character, one of the boys might get the Disney, squishables or whatever. But yeah, so they get like the little squishy ones. Anything that's squishy or thinking putty, I'm gonna go ahead and put this away. But that has been stuff that we get often, and that's because my dad has gifted me with some money recently to help out with some loans and other bills and stuff, which I was able to pay off one of my loans. Yay! And then the rest is going to go towards my dental implants. They're happening next week, actually. So that's gonna help a lot. But there are some funds where I basically was getting more fidgety items, more, squishy items, because honestly, it's the little things. Like for some people, it's buying certain like donut or something that gives them comfort, like reading a certain book or having a certain movie or song on, or, having a certain like plush that they can hug, or, like if you're just super stressed or you're really upset, everyone has this thing that helps them de-stress or that soothes them, so fidget toys and squishy items, those I really like. Thinking putty and squishy items are like one of the two things that I really like. So those have been bringing me joy lately. Of course the other squishy, my blue squishy, but this is my newest one. So I go between the two, but this is the one that I've been, maybe it's because it's the pattern. Like it's weird. I can't really describe it very well, but like if this had like little hard items inside, I would not really like it. Grainy, salty, like grainy sand kind of stuff, or like the thicker like sand or beads or things like that. I can't. But even though that like has these grooves, this pattern, because it's gel, it's okay. It's fine on my hands. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I'm like super sensitive to textures and everything. It's like I am the kind of neurodivergent that has to have socks on and slippers in the house. So I have some Crocs. Like I have like those are my house slippers. Very easy to clean and way more durable and better for me. Especially than a lot of those. Like I used to buy those slippers that have like the fuzzy inside or whatever, or the like soft like warm texture inside or whatever. But that gets sweaty and gross over time. Like if I have thin enough socks and then I'm in the Crocs, like if I happen to get sweaty, I can just wipe it down or whatever, or like take it off. But I can't walk around the house without like slippers. That's just how I am. Like I can't walk outside without some sort of slippers or shoe or something, because it just texture just gets to me. The boys run around like barefoot all the time. They're that type of neurodivergent. Like they do not like, they'll wear socks and shoes outside, like because they're, house when they're running around, but inside the house, nope. The moment that they're like, okay, we're not going anywhere anymore. Okay, I'm getting into pajamas. I'm getting into like barefoot. But and I also have to have the seam of the sock lay exactly right, or it's going to bother me. I can't have any tiny, even the tiniest little thing I cannot have in my shoe. It upsets me. It just absolutely destroys me. I cannot have something stuck in like my shoe or boot or whatever. Like I have to stop. I have to like take off my entire shoe. I can't. Texture and things, just very sensitive to that kind of stuff. Sensitive to tags and all that. So I am also selective about the kinds of objects I use. So this squishy I really like. The squishy ball I really like. I don't know what kind of, it's like a thick kind of liquid, solution inside. So, but yeah, because of the gel, it's so nice because it's so soft and playable. It's just anyway. So that's stuff that's been giving me joy lately as I've been, dealing with a lot of extra stuff. I will say, though, that I also wanted to showcase my very first anime figures. And I say very first because I think I've been gifted like an anime figure or two in the past, but I haven't actually bought any myself. And then the figures that I did have, I think they're in storage. I don't know where exactly they are. But it was late at night. I was super exhausted. Saying the word exhausted, I yawned, of course, because that's going to happen. But I was online. I was getting something that I was supposed to get for the household, like a household item that I was like, okay, I need more of this or whatever. I think it was like some sort of cleaning solution, or maybe it was like one of those giant packs of like goldfish packets or something. I don't know. I don't remember. Whatever it was. But I also happened to order these two. And these are like for the desk. Like these they lay flat. I have an L-shaped desk now because I had to upgrade because my work was like, oh, you have to take this desktop screen. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I survived the entire pandemic with just the work laptop. Thank you. But whatever. Anyway, I kind of wanted a desk with more room, like more like shelving options, because I had just a strict like rectangle desk with nothing else attached to it. But yeah, I have an L-shaped desk, so I have like the stuff that my work laptop and the desktop screen like in front of me, and then to my right, because it's like that and like that to me. That's like this is me facing like the stuff, and then then the desk goes this way. So on this side, this is where my personal laptop is, where I can, have music or whatever going in the background while I'm working. If I'm not on the phones, of course, because as soon as I get a call, I'm going to stop if I'm listening to music. Or I just like it quiet and I'll be reading a book or something, if I'm not like doing projects. But these two sit like this kitty corner. So, yeah, I bought that while I was super exhausted. I forgot that I bought it, but I really gotten into Demon Slayer lately. And, now I've been telling folks, like, I have not finished the manga. I finished the most recent, of the anime, except for what just came out. But for the Swordsman Village, like I got as far as that for the anime, and that's finally where I'm at in the manga. But I haven't finished the manga. So I've been telling people, like, I don't care if you know what happens to these characters. I ship them. Don't tell me. Don't say anything to me because I want them together. I absolutely love these characters together. Don't tell me what happens. I forever want them to be together. I don't care what happens in the manga. I don't know. Don't tell me. Don't burst my happiness bubble with these two. Okay. So that's where I'm at with that. But like, so honestly, my opinion, the anime is almost exactly like the manga. And I'm happy about that because just like book to movie, book to series, manga to anime series or movie, I mean, there's definitely some liberties taken. There's definitely like a based on. Um, so, and sometimes, you know, what happens at this point in the manga is done like later in the series, or like this from like volume 10 or whatever happens in the beginning of the anime for some reason. Like they switch things around a lot. Um, because that happens, of course. But it's almost exactly per panel. It literally is from the manga to the anime when it comes to Demon Slayer, and I'm really happy about that. But there are some small moments like at the end of like a chapter or whatever that I'm reading online, where he is like super sweet towards her. Now, Zenitsu is like really over the top in my eyes. Like he's just ridiculously over the top. I love him though. I love him. He's adorable. Love Nezuko. She's boss. She is literally a deity. Like I love her so much. I love her so much. She is everything. She's awesome. I am definitely not a pink person. Like I mean, like I make exceptions for some characters. As I've said in another video, like if it's certain characters, if it's pink, fine, whatever. I'll wear it, or I'll have the item. Sorry, it is late. It's right. It's always late when I do these. Usually when I do these videos. Anyway, whether it's cosplaying or an inspired outfit for Nezuko, I really want to do one for her. I don't know if I'll do the contacts because I tried contacts in community college, like my early 20s. Did not like them very much. I went back to glasses, and then I got LASIK when I was in the Navy in 2012, like the end of 2012, and then of course I had to eventually start wearing glasses again because that's what happens when your job literally is nothing but in front of a computer all the time, you know, building briefs and all that, and just research and just like all in front of a screen all the time. So yeah, I had to start wearing glasses again. My prescription changed again. I mean, the LASIK was a success, except, you know, side effect is like having the crazy glow around lights at night that just kind of practically blind me and upset my eyes. And they definitely did not tell me that that was going to be a side effect, or that could be a side effect. It was ridiculous. But anyway, so I don't know that I would actually do the contacts. But I definitely would like to like cosplay or do something inspired for Nezuko because I love Nezuko so much. And that I do want to get like a big plush of Zenitsu. Like I do. I want to have like a plush of him just because yellow and orange are also not my colors. I look terrible in them. I really do. I'm like super pale, and like I happen to be wearing makeup because I went out in an outing with the boys today because we needed to get out and do stuff. We just needed to enjoy something. So I got a little gussied up, just a little bit. But this makeup like is slightly tannish. And I only put one layer of like classic ivory because that is like the whitest one that I could find in stores close to me. And I really don't want to order any kind of makeup online because it's ridiculously expensive. But if I am going to wear makeup, I put one layer of Neutrogena's like classic ivory, like SPF, whatchamacallit. It's not like foundation. It's the, whatchamacallit. I can't, my mind is blanked right now. But anyway, and that's the whitest that I can find. And I do the primer, kind of the really white primer stuff too. And it still comes out looking kind of orangish tannish or whatever. And it's like, that's nowhere near how white my skin really is. So it's like, I need someone to come out with like pale ghostly vampire, or just recently risen from the dead and not greenish yet. I need that level of white in makeup. I really do. But well. But I don't look good in like yellow or orange at all, or pink. I really don't. But I will do something inspired by her at least because I love Nezuko. And I really want a plush of him because even though he's over the top, whatever. But anyway, these are my very first anime figures that I've ever bought myself. So, um, yeah, I just love how they like are so like they fit perfectly on a desk. It's just, I mean, they're supposed to, but it's just, I love it. Also, right behind them, like I have them kind of, kitty cornered like this, and I got like my little squishy cat right behind. I don't know why. It just, that's where the cat was already sitting, and then they're like kitty corner like that. So now that I think about that, seems kind of, anyway. Anyway, yeah, so this is giving me great joy. Almost dropped Zenitsu. Sorry, Zenitsu. Oh my god. That scared me. I thought I completely dropped him. Like this is plastic, but still I don't want it to break. But yeah, because they're like kitty cornered like that, like it just gives me joy to see them. And then I can like boop my cat if I ever feel like just booping a cat and I don't have an actual cat in the house. I've mostly owned cats. I've mostly had cats in the house since I was a kid. And then my family, like my dad has had like a dog, but like I haven't had a dog on my own. Maybe one day. Can't afford that just yet. Can't afford having an additional family member, a furry family member. Not yet. But yeah, so anyway, those are the things that have given me joy lately. I know that it could be like food, it can be music, it can be like an object or a stuffed animal. It can, there's things that give us comfort when we're stressed. And so these are the things that have been giving me comfort and have helped me de-stress, just looking at them. Again, I don't care what happens to the actual manga or anime. I'm shipping these two. Don't at me on that. I don't care what actually happens. I need these two to stay together forever, for eternity, because absolutely, he's like super sweet to her in the manga. Like there are a couple like small times at the end of a chapter where he's like showing her like a fish in a bowl, like a goldfish in like a tank or a bowl or whatever, and he's like reading things to her when she's like in her box, and she's like super happy. Like he spends like time with her. And like it's like one or two things in the manga. So again, like I've only gotten to like the Swordsman's Village and the manga, which is as far as I've gotten in the anime. But like there's just a couple small bits after chapters where he's doing that. Like it shows that he's consistently there and getting to know her, because in the manga and the anime, he's kind of like run around or been like, oh my gosh, Nezuko, and just like this crazy obsessed psychopath, pretty much like the way he presented. But he actually is like spending time with her and like getting to know her. And like, being there with her. And she seems to like that. So like that's what it seems like. She's happy when he's like reading to her, showing her things like, ooh, that's pretty, or ooh, I like that, or yay. Like she's just like being her like cutesy self and like enjoying it. And so I'm like, so he's not like some creep that's just like obsessively like stalking her. Like he's getting to know her, he's talking to her, and she enjoys it. And also she could like totally kick his ass. So I mean, like if she didn't like something, she would let him know. Like she definitely is the kind of person where it's like, nope, I don't like this. But she's not doing that as far as I'm aware, like in the manga. Like I haven't again finished it, but I like that. I like seeing that in the manga. But anyway, that's just my thing about things that I like or enjoy. I mean, if nothing else, like do something that makes you happy. Like if you're going day-to-day stress, it could just be an object. It could be looking at something, listening to something. It can be like a favorite blanket that gives you comfort, like a hug. It's, you need to find those things to help de-stress, because enough is going on in the world. So many things. Like I I've had to push myself to take time for myself. In the past, I've tried advocating for myself, which actually has yielded some results, like with the doctor, getting labs done when I normally wouldn't ask for that kind of thing. And I have an appointment next week before my dental implants. to like an OB to talk to him about, doing more labs and other things to kind of, for my health, that things that I've been suffering through that I shouldn't have to, and I don't need to. But I also think, that, doing something that kind of helps you de-stress, that's self-care. That's advocating for yourself. That's taking time to take care of you. So if you haven't done that lately, maybe you should. It could be like a little object again, or it can just be seeing something that makes you happy, like, looking at it and just being like, this brings me joy. And like, I get it. Like, sometimes you're just go, 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 and it just seems like there's nothing, it's never ending. But take a breath, take a moment to find something that helps you, that helps de-stress, and that is self-care. It may just be for a moment, it may be 5 minutes, but it's still self-care, and you deserve that. So do that. Take a deep breath and do something that helps you with that. So anyway, that's my video. That's my message today. I know that there's so much going on for so many people in this world, let alone the US, let alone in the Middle East. It's just, there's a lot. There's a lot. But I also think taking those moments, something to help bring joy while you're stressed, I think that's important too. And then also, I know that we're all living our lives, like we're all kind of like dealing with stuff for ourselves. It takes a lot to care about others. It takes a lot to look at what someone else is going through and also wanting to help them. So I think that's important too. I think that sense of community is helpful. I think that can be also self-care. That's just my opinion, that's just my view of it. But I mean, like, even though I'm like super not rich, I'm not like, some great influencer or anything, I'm not like a celebrity or anything, I think it's good to speak up about stuff. I think it's good to have solidarity with certain groups that definitely could use that. So I've been doing that a lot on Threads. It may not garner like, funds or anything. Like, I'm not raising funds for anything. I give when I can to people who definitely need it, especially since I'm at a point where I can afford to do so. I haven't always, but I do try to give to others, and I do try to speak up and say, no, this is not okay. Or, like, hey, what was said or done here, not cool. It may not seem like much, but I feel like it's a big deal. So that's also something that I feel is self-care, because I'm taking care of me, yeah, but I'm also taking care of others in some way, shape, or form. Even if, again, I'm not like some big influencer. I don't have a lot of funds. I'm not, definitely there are people who have a bit more power than I do in a lot of ways. But just saying something, just showing allyship or solidarity, I think that's big. And I think I just think that there could be more of that. That there should be more of that. You don't really see it a lot. But that's just, I know I'm not explaining that very well, but that's how I feel when it comes to self-care and awareness, and that we all are dealing with our own thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like a lot of times there's a lot of gatekeeping when it comes to caring about others in the world, and, other issues happening around the world, that if you are just struggling to survive with your own stuff and you do not have the capacity to care about others, I'm not going to fault you for that. I think if you are able to, that's really great. But I feel like there's a lot of gatekeeping where it's one or the other. Like, you should care more about yourself, or you should care more about others. I feel like there needs to be a balance. I feel like if you can balance that, if you have the capacity, if you're able to care about others as well as yourself in small amounts, that's really big. It's bigger than you think. So that's something that's also been on my mind, that I think it's kind of given me a bit more relief about finding joy in these little things. I used to feel really guilty about that. I used to feel guilty about taking time for myself because I was conditioned to care about others first before myself, and that's not okay. I think it's okay to still care about others as well as myself, and I think that's the thing that really has bothered me lately, is seeing a lot of that stuff online where there's so much there's so many extremes in either direction. I don't think that's okay. I think there needs to be that in between, that balance where you can care about yourself in little ways and you can care about others in little ways. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be perceived as huge. It does come down to being a big deal though, because those people will appreciate that, that you made the effort, that you took the time, or you had the capacity to help, or to at least acknowledge, to at least see that this is happening, this is real, and to say something, as well as for yourself. So that's been on my mind lately. So I'm not feeling guilty now about taking time to, play with the fidget stuff or the squishy or the thinky putty and finding joy in looking at these figures. I like, that's for me, and that's okay. And then I can also contribute to others by speaking up, by posting about things that are important. And showing solidarity and allyship, like showing that, here, I accept this, I believe this, and I support this, and I don't want others to try to silence this. And it's just posts on like Threads. I'm mostly on Threads now versus Twitter, but or even Facebook or Instagram. Like Threads is kind of where I'm at. It's very welcoming, very loving. I love it. I'm enjoying it so much. And enjoying the the block function for certain folks, but it's just me doing posts. It's me trying to repost and get viewership for some folks, like small businesses or LGBTQ plus business owners, or folks who may need help. I'm trying to get people aware of things that are going on, or Black Lives Matter, like reposting that. I try not to speak too much on that. I try to, like, I have posted once where I said, yeah, I was a product of systemic racism because I didn't think there was anything wrong. And that is literally what systemic racism is making people believe that there are no issues. And there are a lot of issues. So I spoke up about that. Like, yeah, me as a white person, I was a product of that. And I really, at some point in my life, believed that nothing was going on, or that people were making things up or whatever. And I had to shut up, and I had to learn and listen. So I did speak up like that, saying like, no, this is real. I know, because I had to, unlearn everything that I'd grown up thinking. But otherwise I just repost everything that I see, like to bring awareness. But it's just, that's my small contribution to others. And then this is my small contribution to myself. And I'm not feeling guilty anymore. I've had people try to gatekeep in the past that made me feel guilty for not doing enough, or, whether it's for myself or for someone else. And these are the things that have made me happy recently, that I've de-stressed, or that I've used to help de-stress when I've been very upset, whether for my job or other things going on in my life. And I'm finally at that point where I'm just like, it doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be both for myself and others. It doesn't have to be huge. I don't have to, spend a lot of money. I don't have to be front and center, like on a TV show or an event. I don't have to wear this or that. I mean, I do have pins, and I do have some shirts for allyship, but I'm not over the top or whatever, which if you want to be over the top, great, that's fine, that's perfect, but don't gatekeep people and say that they have to do the same, or some people can't afford the same. Or some people don't have access to the same resources or same whatever that you do. There's no one specific or only way to do things or to show support for yourself or others. I think that's what people don't realize or have forgotten. So if you haven't taken the time for yourself or others lately, you can, but don't let anyone tell you that you're not doing enough or you're doing too much. Don't ever let yourself believe when people say that kind of stuff. It's not true. It's not. And I used to think it was true, but it's not. I'm going to be 38 this year. There's so many things over the last, few decades that I've had to unlearn or learn entirely. And one of the things is that I really don't care anymore when people are trying to, I'm not going to guilt myself or feel ashamed if I'm not in the little box that people want to put me in. And it's okay to not be in that little box. It's okay to not fit in some whatever. It's okay. Literally, there's nothing wrong with that. And I also don't listen to people's opinions about me anymore. It's like their opinions of me are none of my business. Because if I let that affect me, it's gonna cause issues, and it has in the past. Whether it's for my self-care or for helping others. Because I used to, feel really upset with people judging me or telling me I had to act a certain way or do a certain thing in a particular manner. Enough of that noise. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to be supportive and loving of others and of myself. And I'm not going to let anything get in the way of that. And it may not be, as I said, like a huge donation to something, or it may not be like me being like a front and center advocate on TV or something, or a celebrity or whatever. It's me just being me and helping in any way that I can. And we should not guilt people for that, because not everyone has the same amount of resources or funds or the capacity, mental, emotional, physical, to do the exact same thing. So we should stop judging and pushing people when it comes to that. So that has been me lately, is just going down that route of, you know what? There's nothing wrong with me keeping this balance the way I have. And finding joy in these little things. I'm probably going to break this soon. I'm not going to lie. I probably will. And I'll just have to go buy another one if that happens. I'll just have to, save up the funds and just be like, all right, let's do this. Because any funds my dad has given me recently, I've already allocated to what I need to, can help. And he happens to have the funds to help. So, I was really grateful for that. So, yeah. But anyway, I hope you find joy in something, and if not, I hope you take a moment to, whatever it is, however small. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.